But all right, we're going to talk NFL
Speaking of
here.
guys that you like, there is only one black quarterback in the NFL right now that y'all can agree on. That is none other than two-time MVP Lamar Jackson.
Why do you think I don't like black quarterbacks?
Because you don't. But Lamar Jackson, we can all agree, is great. He
got robbed last year.
He is an incredible. He is a specimen. He is box office. One thing that he has not been, allegedly, historically, in the eyes of his detractors, is a prototypical quarterback, though. They say if there's one thing that he does not do well, it is win games from the pocket. Well, his head coach, John Harbaugh, has a big problem with that line of thinking. Take a listen.
I think from a football standpoint, just go to the most basic, simple thing. Lamar is a passer.
Yeah.
He is a historically good passer. And that's really quite a statement because of the narrative that's been surrounding him ever since the beginning. Lamar Jackson can throw the football. He can throw it every kind of way. He can make every kind of throw any kind of way you want. He's as good as any passer that there's ever been. And I think now the numbers are proving that. So that's the thing I'm kind of a little bit proud of, but also a little bit like, okay, here we go. What have we learned from that? You know, you can take even big picture. You can say from a society standpoint, football standpoint, what do we learn from that? What kind of questions do we ask ourselves? But Lamar Jackson as a passer is historically great.
Lamar Jackson is historically great. It's proven by the numbers, and he has gotten better. And you know what he reminds me of? Lamar Jackson is the Michael Jacksons of quarterbacks. And here's what I mean. Michael Jackson is such a great dancer. Michael Jackson is such a great performer. Michael Jackson had the theatrics. He had the hee-hees and all of that. Amazing videos. Maybe it'll never be another video's greatest thriller. That at this point you forgot when it all started and what it boiled down to was Michael Jackson was also a great singer. You just forget that because of all the other stuff. And I think Lamar Jackson has become a really good passer. And we forget it because all the other stuff, because how athletic he is, because he can run, he extends plays, because of all the, the amazing heroic highlight plays. And now with Derrick Henry in the backfield, that you forget Lamar Jackson is also passing the ball very, very well. Now, he might not pass your eye test. It doesn't come off like Matthew Stafford or Aaron Rodgers or Peyton Manning. I'll give you that. It doesn't look like that. But what he's doing is incredible. He set career highs, almost 4,200 yards passing and 41 passing touchdowns, Rob. I didn't say mix of rushing, passing touchdowns. He led the league, and this is a key one. He wasn't dinking and dunking and throwing it down, just 2 yards up. He led the league in yards per attempt with 8.8. And if you do adjusted yards per attempt, you go to 10.15. And you know what he had? 10-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio. So what I'm saying is this guy has become a really good passer. Me and you sit up here on, Thursday night football games, or if there's random Fridays that we get to watch together, or Monday nights when we're sitting next to each other, and we just marvel at the passes, not just the running, the passes. So one thing Lamar Jackson you have to give him credit for is he's gotten better at becoming a pocket passer and making good passes. Now, there's still some left to be desired. He still has room to grow. Ultimately, we want to see him make those big plays and make passes in the postseason. But absolutely, he's become a very good passer. You don't have 40, almost 200 yards passing and 41 passing touchdowns if you're not. Lamar Jackson, all the other stuff, the not looking like a stereotypical quarterback, the not, presenting like that and all the other stuff and still having to overcome for what people were saying about him coming out of college, that's the distraction from the fact that he has gotten much better as a passer, and it's been remarkable to see, and I applaud him for getting better, not just relying on his natural ability, but putting in the work to become even better.
See, I think there's something here that has, stereotypes, race that was involved early on. Mm-hmm. When people were saying that he should go and be a DB or go out for passes and all that kind of stuff.
And all that, yeah.
Yeah, what's his name from the Colts?
Bill
Polian, who's a Hall of Fame exec. That you had a guy like that saying that to Lamar. And I think that stuck with people. I'm dead serious. Because there's no reason that should still be out there when this guy, okay, and you talked about it, he number last year, QBR, number 1, a 77, number 1, not 4, 5, number 1. Touchdown interception, you talked about, 41 touchdowns, 4 picks. and the 8.8 yards per attempt, which all were first, okay? And Kelvin, let's add this, right? The first in NFL history with 40 passing touchdowns and less than 5 the first.
Yep.
Game's been around for forever. It's never been done by anybody else. Dan Marino, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady. I could go on. Peyton Manning. Never been done. And the idea that people still don't think he can pass or that he's not a prolific passer. We watched last year. Do you remember that throw he made? We couldn't
Running
believe
to the
it.
Sideline.
Yes. Spectacular. There was another one. Rob G., I don't know if it was a national game, in the end zone. You remember? There was only one little spot. Kelvin, do you remember that the ball could have gone? You had a diving receiver, and the ball was placed perfectly in that spot. We've seen time and time again. I know he's a gifted athlete. He is a gifted passer. Stop acting like he can't throw the football. Last year was a clinic. It was a clinic.
He was doing video game numbers, and me and you were, like I said, a handful of the games we got a chance to watch together, and it was just laughable. And again, you touched on something. I was going to almost have Alex replay that. There's a point when John Harbaugh, you could tell he didn't want to go there, but he started it. He said, we got to start having some, and he kind of stopped, like conversations kind of stopped. What he's talking about is when you see guys who happen to be gifted, fast, and they're black, it's still okay for them to be great quarterbacks.
Right,
they just have it all. You know what that's called in baseball? A 5-tool player. And we don't go, well, he's just an athlete, or, No, you said a kid's a 5-tool player. Black, white, Afro, Latino,
Asian. He can throw,
Asian.
he can run, he can hit.
He can hit for power, field. You just call it that. And Lamar Jackson he's good at the podium, right? If you're going over all the tools of a quarterback, he's great in the locker room. He makes passes.
They love that dude.
That's what I mean. John Harbaugh will go to bat for him and credit that team, the Ravens or whole organization. I believe Ozzie Smith was still there.
Ozzie Newsome.
Ozzie Newsome, when they drafted him, they said, we're going to build around you. We didn't, you have to do this. We're going to slowly build this thing around you. And it's been great to see. And absolutely, there's still a little bit of that. Well, he's an athlete, or
he's a runner.
Or he can throw that thing to be a runner. No, he's a quarterback who happens to be athletic and fast as heck. Just like you can be a basketball player or a shooter and have multiple tools, and a baseball player be a 5-tool player. Quarterbacks don't have to be 6'5" and stiff like Tom Brady and Peyton Manning. You know what I mean? He has it all. Now, you want him to make 3 or 4 extra plays in a postseason game to get those wins, so he can finally get away. I think he's 3-5 in the postseason.
Once he gets through over that, I think people are going to have to just give it up.
Because they're hanging on that. After that, what else can he do?
There's nothing else. There's nothing else to go.
Great guy, great kid. No trouble. Honorable dude. All he does is show up to work, put on some more weight and mass because he was a little thin the first couple of years. Like, dude, I'm just a big fan of the guy too, and I'm blown away when he was putting up huge numbers. You don't lead the league in yards per attempt if you're just dinking and dunking and not really a passer, right? You don't have 41 passing, not total, meaning he only had 25 passing and 15, 16 on the ground. 41 passing touchdowns. That's crazy.